Okay. Okay. So, good morning. My name is Monica Torres. I am the artistic director of LatinUs Theater company here in Cleveland, Ohio. And this morning we are doing an interview with two very special persons who are showing their short film at the Cleveland Film Festival, International Film Festival. And I think they are celebrating their 50 years, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, the 50th.
so the movie is called The Birthday Gift, and we have here Arianna Ortiz, who is the director of the movie, and we have Cruz Gonzalez, who is one of the main actors in the movie. And I have the pleasure already watching the movie, and it really warmed my heart very much because here at Latinos, we are also talking about this same theme, same social problems. Same political problems that comes in a cycle in every part of the world. And maybe we are right in a moment that we're actually living that. So I want to make a couple of questions to Ariana and Cruz so they can talk a little bit more about the movie and you guys can know what it's about and being able to go tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow it's going to be two shows. I'll talk about that later. The theaters that they're going to be showing the movie and where people can go and see it. So Ariana, yeah, I know that this movie actually is made from a play, right? Talk
The
about
source
yeah.
material is a
Talk
stage
about
play.
yeah. Talk about a little about this. How
Well,
the movie came.
Cruz starred in the world premiere of the original play, the production in Chicago. It was called The
Uh-huh.
Abuelas, by a playwright named Stephanie Allison Walker. Stephanie reached out to me last summer because Cruz and I both have been hounding Stephanie for years to adapt her work to the screen, and Cruz finally got her to do it. And
Cool.
Stephanie came to me. They finally decided that they wanted to make, let's start with a short film. So they came to me with the script, and we started working on it, and I was giving notes. And at this point, I was like, who's directing it and why is it me? Because, it was so beautiful and powerful. So, yes, it was a play. And now it's a short film, but we are actually adapting the full play to the screen for a feature film, and we already have a script. So we're very excited.
Right, and it's about, can you guys talk about
Oh,
what's
yeah, I
going
have to
on
tell you
in,
what it's about.
yeah, because this is very important, right, about what happened in Argentina in 1976 to
Well, the
81
short
and after, right?
Yeah, well, the short film, and I try to be very, very clear about this. The short film is really just it's a classic genre. It's a dinner party movie. It's about it happens to be set in an Argentine household in Chicago.
Mhm.
It's someone's birthday, and guests are invited, and there's tango and laughter and chocotorta and wine and gnocchi, and it's a good time until it isn't, until things take a turn. And it does shine a light on some of the historical aspects, the history of Argentina, but without giving anything away. More than anything, I want to invite audiences in to experience this family and this wonderful evening.
Right, right, right. And people that probably don't know anything about the story behind, right, like in the historical content of what happened in Argentina and in many countries in Latin America, you think people can guess by what is going on in the movie, what is
I
actually
hope
about?
not. I
I
hope not,
hope
because
not.
the point is to raise awareness, but also, again, by inviting audiences in to, like, I think it's so important, especially right now. Latinos are so underrepresented on screen, all of us, American Latinos, all Latinos. And then, of course, what we have are, stereotypes that just continue. And Cruz and I both have a very long history of advocacy. It's why she runs a theater company in Chicago. It's why I was on the boards of the Actors Equity Association. Like, we're constantly battling for our own representation, and we really have that in common. So for me, I always start as a writer myself and as a filmmaker to just tell our stories and to just humanize us and show us in all the ways that we don't get to be seen. And I'm from Texas originally. Um, And for me personally, I think it's really, really important to tell stories about Latinos in the middle of the country. There are Latinos everywhere. There are Latinos in Cleveland. There's so many Latinos in Cleveland. There's Latinos all the way up into Canada. Like we have so many stories to tell. For me, first, it's always about like representing us and humanizing us with really engaging, wonderful stories. So that's always my focus. That the movie then shines a light on history is meant to have people go, whoa, what is this? What, and ask questions. And we're so looking forward to engaging with audiences about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The important thing, right, after all, is that we are all humans and we all have feelings and we all behave in certain ways. It doesn't matter from where you are, and it could happen to anybody. And yeah, definitely, we can
Yeah,
take
and you know,
example. Yeah, yeah, go, Cruz.
I mean, I'm an Argentine immigrant to this
Mhm.
country, you know, like I moved here when I was 23. So I was born and raised in Argentina, and moving here to the United States, you know, and just like you said, learning how little was known about, you know, like the richness of the history and just, you know, the depth and everything that had happened in my country was one of the inspirations that when I saw the source material, the script, I was so excited, you know, because I was like, what a wonderful way to portray an Argentine immigrant, to invite people into their home, to invite people into their culture, to invite people into their joy, and then to also invite them into this particularly painful moment in history in a way that hopefully gets them to want to learn more, you know, to want to learn about the long-term repercussions, about just how this type of history permeates for generations to come, you know.
Right.
And I think that is just like one of the beautiful things. And I really hope that when people walk away from the theater, they want to know more, you know, they want to learn more, not only about history, but also about Argentinians and Latino joy and Latino culture,
Yes,
you know, and
yes.
all the wonderful things that we are, you know, because we cannot be contained. We cannot be, you
Yeah.
know, boxed up anymore. We're nuanced and we're complicated, and we just want to share those stories with different audiences and invite people in.
Right. And I guess Cruz for you personally is very close to your heart, right? Because of the
Oh,
story.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
we have an actress from Argentina too in our play, and we are just doing table work right now. And every time we are, analyzing the play, it's like she cannot contain herself, and she, wants to cry, and then we all want to cry. It's yeah, it is very
Yeah.
powerful. And what about these
Very
other
powerful.
actors? I saw they're amazing. Very well known, and oh my God, I have seen these
Oh
actors.
my gosh, you
They're
have
really
to come
good.
see it. You have to come see the movie just to see these incredible actors. Casting was super important to us. Cruz was very funny. Like very early in, there was this wonderful Chilean actor here in Los Angeles who I love, and I was like, hey, let's make a tape because he was going to help me read the woman who plays Carolina in the movie, and so he read with her, which was wonderful, and I was able to tape her and send that off. But then I was like, so what do you guys think of Juan? And everybody, my other Argentines were like, oh, he sounds like he's from the provinces. Or somebody was like, I can't remember what's up. And Cruz was like, no, he is not Argentine.
You know, Monica, I mean, they make fun of me about this, but I think for this movie in particular, for me, just like there are some stories where cultural specificity,
Yeah.
you know, brings a lot of nuance to the storytelling and brings a lot of like richness to the
Right,
storytelling.
right,
And
right,
this is a very Argentinian story in a way, you know, it's just like a very, but also Argentinians who live in Chicago, right? So you have that layer
right.
too of like, you know, Gabriela, our protagonist, is someone who
Yeah,
has been living in
yeah.
the United States for a really long time, you know, and there is a reason why I saw myself so reflected, you know, in the character. I moved here, you know, 17 years ago now for to a company where my husband was doing his PhD, his master's, and you know, there is a whole thing about moving to another country when you're older, especially when you are just so embedded in, you know, your culture and and
Mhm.
who you are as a
Yeah,
person. And we
definitely.
wanted to be I wanted to be really specific with the actors that embodied this role, you know. Um,
It's
I wanted
very,
to be
it's
like, oh
very,
wow.
it's very authentic.
It's just, very authentic in the casting. All the actors are playing Argentinians,
Uh-huh.
are Argentinians, and on set, it was really funny because you put four Argentinians in a room and it's gonna be chaos. You know, you know what I mean, Monica? Like people just
No, and
like,
for
hey,
me,
hey,
really,
hey,
yeah,
hey.
claro, but it's a surprise and very nice surprise, listening to the actors, like the youngest one, right, that maybe have been living more time in USA and have a better, let's say, a better or more clear English pronunciation, and then changing to Spanish in Argentinian accent, right?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
That's also
I
why
love
the
it.
movie is bilingual,
yeah.
That's
Right,
very intentional,
right, right,
Monica.
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The source material wasn't originally bilingual, and when we started exploring the idea of using the source material for film, one of the big discussions right away was like language, like, right,
Yeah.
and what language means to the day to day. Right. And
Right.
in this case, particularly, Gabriela is married to an American man, to a nice Midwestern man. Marty, which I love in this film because I think it brings also, like the American
Mhm.
audience into the
Right,
living
right,
room
right,
with
right.
us.
Yes, yes.
And and to explore those little things about when you are, in a cross-cultural marriage, like who do you talk to in Spanish? Who do you talk to in English? What are the moments where
And
you can't
sometimes
see
you don't
the
even know.
language?
Yeah, sometimes you don't even know if when you start talking and said, "Well, did I say that in Spanish or English or
Exactly.
Or
what
like,
accent do I need to use?"
or you're thinking in Spanish but speaking in English,
Right,
and
right,
also
right.
like when you are getting emotional, like what language comes up, like what is the language of your
Hmm.
sadness? What is the language of your worry?
Right,
What is
right.
the language of your love? And those are things that are so fun to explore.
So
But and
you
also
uh-huh.
Spanish and Argentine Spanish in particular with this accent and of course the energy of the Argentine language, the language, there's music is such a vital part of this particular film, which folks will experience, and language has this musicality to it. So it's just like we just put a lot of thought into these different layers. And I happen to be also really thrilled about the fact that our Midwestern husband in the film is a Latino. He's an American Latino.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because,
Right, right.
I'm all about this representation as well, again, for Latinos across the spectrum.
Definitely. And so you filmed the movie in Chicago or in LA? It was in
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 Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago, it
In
was a
Chicago.
Chicago production,
All
Chicago
right.
film,
Cool.
Chicago crew. It was
Our crew,
truly wonderful. Our crew was wonderful.
wonderful.
Um,
And how long it took for you guys to record the movie?
3 days. We had a
Okay.
one day for we had a day of rehearsal,
Mhm.
which it was a very long day, long day, and
Okay.
then we shot over 3 days. Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing. That's
yeah.
super cool. Well, okay, I'm gonna say the dates that are tomorrow. I know, no, there's no tomorrow. Okay, I have the dates here and the theater for the actually film during the Cleveland Film Festival. That people can come and see. They're gonna be in April 14th, that's Tuesday. In the short programs starting at 11:50 a.m. This is gonna be at the Playhouse Square, the Allen Theater. It's a very big
mhm.
venue. And then it's going to be also in during Wednesday, April 15, starting at 5 p.m. in the Cedar Lee Theater. This is in Cleveland Heights. It's a suburb from Cleveland.
Yes,
So,
we are in Shorts Program 10.
yes. And you guys are going to be here or not? Are you coming to the?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
we're coming.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. That's awesome.
Uh,
So when are you arriving?
I'm arriving
Week?
on Saturday over the weekend, and I think you're coming
Okay.
Monday, right, Cruz?
I'm arriving on Monday. We're
Okay.
going to be coming in. The whole team will be there. So
Yeah.
our writers, Stephanie
Oh.
Allison Walker and Paula Pizzi. Also, another Argentina who also plays Soledad. She co-wrote the movie with Stephanie, and they're both going to come in. Our producer Rachel is coming in. So the whole team is getting
Yeah.
into
It's
Cleveland,
amazing.
Ohio to celebrate. This is our world premiere.
Yeah.
The 15th is
Oh,
our
yeah,
world
that.
premiere of the film. So
Okay. Okay.
it's a very
Yeah.
special day. It's the culmination of a lot of work and a lot of sweat and tears and love put into this film. and we're gonna be there to celebrate with all the folks in Ohio, in Cleveland.
That's
It's kind of special to be
amazing.
premiering in the Midwest too,
It's very special to be world premiering in the Midwest,
Oh,
and we
and now I
hope,
feel even more special that it's gonna be
yeah,
the movie's gonna
and we hope
be
to meet,
aired.
everyone. If
Yeah,
you
I
come
hope
to
we
the,
all can
if
go and
anyone
see.
from your company, from your community comes to the
Yes,
screening, please
come.
introduce yourself. I would love to say hi.
Yes.
I'm gonna be there, and stick until the rest of the the final credits for just a very special invitation, consideration, surprise at the end of the credits that I think it's
Hey, that's awesome. Thank you so
very
much.
special.
So I'm gonna stop the recording for this so we can have a short thing for people to see and come and watch the movie. And then